Do you ever get overwhelmed over the hundreds of varieties of tea you see at a store and don't know which one to buy? Thought there was just one type of tea? Well, you have all sorts of herbal tea and rooibos tea, but today we'll just be talking about tea that you can get from the tea tree plant. Tea was first discovered in China during the Qing dynasty and was first recorded to be used in 59 BC. Tea, or cha as the Chinese people call it, comes from the Camellia sinensis plant, or tea tree plant for short. First, we have the white tea. White tea was first grown in Fujian, China, and it's the most delicate type of tea out there. It has a very light but fragrant aroma, but it also has a bit of a floral taste to it. So white tea leaves are picked when they're still very small and young, and then quickly dried up to prevent from oxidizing, so it keeps all their beneficial properties inside. This also makes white tea a great tea for immunity, especially since there's barely any caffeine content. And the temperature for white tea is 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we have green tea, which has slightly more caffeine than the white tea, but still not as much as you do with the black tea. So after the leaves are picked, they are steamed like they do in Japan or roasted like they do in China. Green tea is not fermented, so it has a lot of antioxidants called catechins. So EGCG, which is a specific catechin found only in green tea, is known for speeding up your metabolism. So I would recommend this tea for weight loss. And green tea has a very grassy taste. So the temperature that's recommended for this tea is 175 degrees Fahrenheit. The more expensive types of green tea come from Japan, and this includes matcha. So matcha is basically ground up tea leaves made into a powder that's later whisked into hot water. So it's kind of like you're eating a whole tea leaf, which means you're really getting all of the beneficial properties that are to offer. Then we have oolong tea, which is also grown in China, and oolong tea is in between the green tea and black tea in regards to caffeine content, as it is half fermented. Most people describe oolong tea as having a nutty flavor, and even though it doesn't have as much antioxidants as green tea, oolong tea is great for lowering blood sugar levels. To get the best flavor out of this tea, make sure your water is at 195 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we have black tea. So black tea is sourced from India or Sri Lanka and is fully fermented and also has the most caffeine content out of all the teas. So instead of steaming the tea leaves like you would with green tea, these tea leaves are first dried up, then rolled, and then put in a hot room where they can be oxidized faster and so that they can turn into a black color. Though oxidation means you lose out on most antioxidants, black tea is great for lowering blood pressure and cholesterol levels. So your most famous black teas are the Earl's Grey and the English breakfast tea, and as you may all know, black tea has a very bitter taste. But you can get flavored ones like these ones with raspberry and acai, or you can also get a chai tea, which is an Indian type of tea with lots of herbs and spices. And don't forget that for this type of tea, you have to bring your water to a full boil, which is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see, these different varieties of tea all come from one plant, yet they each have their own special benefits and properties. So find out which one is your favorite one and drink up!